The neighbor, hailed as a hero for his relentless pursuit of justice, found solace in knowing that he had played a crucial role in bringing an end to the butcher's reign of terror. Though haunted by the horrors he had witnessed, he vowed to remain vigilant, forever aware that evil could lurk behind even the most charming of facades. And so, the story of the butcher and the neighbor serves as a chilling reminder that evil can often be hidden in plain sight, and that it is our duty to remain vigilant, even when faced with the most deceptive appearances. In the next part of the butcher's memoirs, he delves into the details of his first murder and the motivations behind each subsequent crime. As the neighbor reads on, he becomes increasingly disturbed by the dark and twisted mind of the butcher. The butcher recounts his tragic upbringing, having once belonged to a wealthy family that suffered a devastating accident resulting in the death of his parents. Along with their demise, a vast fortune vanished, leaving the butcher to face a life of poverty and loss. He was forced to grow up in a humble abode, struggling to make ends meet. Seeking solace from his loneliness, the butcher found refuge in his aunt's home. However, fate dealt him another cruel blow when his beloved aunt passed away, leaving him once again bereft and desperate for companionship. It is during this time that the butcher meets a beautiful girl, and he is captivated by her charm and allure. They embark on a whirlwind romance that provides the butcher with a glimmer of hope and happiness. But his world comes crashing down when he discovers her betrayal, shattering his heart and driving him to the edge of despair. Consumed by his intense love for her and overwhelmed by feelings of anger and betrayal, the butcher's mind becomes twisted and dark. In his distorted perception, he sees euthanasia as a means to end her suffering and punish her for her unfaithfulness. With a chilling determination, the butcher plans and executes his first murder using one of the methods of euthanasia. The act itself is described in disturbing detail within the pages of his memoirs, painting a gruesome picture of the depths to which the butcher's mind has sunk. As the neighbor reads these horrifying revelations, he is both repulsed and morbidly fascinated by the butcher's twisted reasoning. The memoirs provide a glimpse into the darkness that consumed the butcher's soul, revealing the complex motivations and psychological turmoil behind each subsequent crime. Filled with a mix of horror and morbid curiosity, the neighbor continues to read, hoping to understand the mind of a killer and find clues that may lead to the resolution of the unanswered questions surrounding the murders. Little does he know that the deeper he delves into the butcher's memoirs, the more danger he may be putting himself in. As the weight of his friend's vanity and arrogance grew heavier on the butcher's shoulders, he found himself trapped in a web of psychological torment. His friend's constant demands and ego-driven behavior became unbearable, pushing the butcher to the edge of his sanity. Desperate to escape the clutches of his friend's manipulations, the butcher sought solace in solitude. But his friend, relentless in his pursuit of power and control, continued to press and provoke the butcher, determined to satisfy his insatiable ego. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, a dark revelation emerged. The butcher discovered that his uncle, aunt, and their children were the very individuals responsible for the tragic demise of his parents and the disappearance of their wealth. Anger and vengeance consumed the butcher, and a sinister plan began to take shape within his disturbed mind. One fateful night, as the moon cast an eerie glow over the butcher's dwelling, he made the chilling decision to end the lives of his uncle, aunt, and their children. But the butcher knew that this act had to be different from his friend's demise. It had to be personal, a statement of retribution for the pain his family had endured. With a twisted sense of justice, the butcher meticulously orchestrated a scene where his friend would witness the gruesome murders. He wanted his friend to bear witness to the consequences of his actions, to feel the weight of guilt for the pain he had caused. As the butcher carried out his plan, the air was thick with tension and the stench of blood. His friend, now trapped within the nightmare he had created, watched in horror as the butcher enacted his vengeance. The butcher's actions were methodical and calculated, each strike serving as a macabre reminder of the pain inflicted upon his own family. In the aftermath of the gruesome scene, the butcher's friend was left broken and remorseful, his once arrogant demeanor shattered. The realization of the consequences of his actions had finally caught up with him, leading to a profound transformation. The butcher, though haunted by the darkness within him, felt a twisted sense of justice and closure. The burden of his friend's vanity and arrogance had been lifted, replaced by a chilling calmness born of revenge. Yet, deep down, the butcher knew that this act of violence would forever stain his soul. From that day forward, the butcher lived with the weight of his actions, haunted by the echoes of the past. The second crime had been committed, a tragic cycle of vengeance and retribution that would forever shape the butcher's existence.